Warm welcome to yet another bite-sized marketing session with me, Miles from Miles Marketing. Now, as you can see, the title of this episode is The LinkedIn Experiment. Now, I bet you're all wondering what on earth this is all about. Well, over the last probably 6 to 8 months, I've been tracking the performance of my posts. Now, when I meet people in real life, right, they say to me, "Oh, you're really active on LinkedIn. I see you on LinkedIn all the time." Now, I'm not, right? I post once a week from my account with a LinkedIn Live. Call it call it lazy, right? Lazy production of content, but that's all I do. But what I have noticed is that my engagement on my posts or my post impressions is reasonably low. And, I obviously take great pride in educating myself on LinkedIn and how it works and what the best advice for my customers are specifically. And what I do know to be true is if you are in creator mode and you're not posting often enough, at least a couple of times a week, the algorithm sort of treats you slightly different. Now, there's one other thing that I have seen with my account, and that was when I stopped paying for Sales Navigator, all right, the performance of my posts also went down. So this experiment is to do two things. It's to look at whether or not, without paying, I can increase the exposure of my posts. And I've got a strategy, and I'll talk to you about that now. And also, at the end, to see whether or not paying the mighty LinkedIn for a premium account will actually make a noticeable difference. What I didn't want to do is just pay for the account and then just see what happens, because what I do know is that by posting more often on the platform as a creator, you should get more exposure from your posts. So there we go. I'm just going to check that we are indeed live on the internet. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, I know. Yeah, here we go. All right, we are indeed live. Now, if you've got any questions about this grand experiment, then please pop them in the chat and I shall do my very best to answer them. So let's just go into a little bit more detail. What is the plan? Well, the plan is to post 3 times a week. Now, I know I have enough problems posting once a week, but I am going to commit for the next 3 months to post 3 times a week. And I'm going to post on a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Saturday. Okay. And the whole point of this experiment is that you, my connections, or the viewers can try it for themselves if indeed it works. Right. But we'll see. And I'll have full disclosure and share as much of the results as I can with you. Yeah. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, that's where I'm going to post across the next 3 months. On those days as well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be active on the platform, and I'm going to try and give a meaningful comment on at least 5 of my connections posts. So I'm going to be actively commenting on other people's posts on the days in which I post. All right, so that's the strategy. Post Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and also comment on at least 5 accounts on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. Now, the first thing I will hear you say is, "Miles, why are you posting on a Saturday? We all know that LinkedIn does not perform on a weekend." Well, look, I want to prove or disprove that. Ultimately, I realize that not a lot of people will be active on LinkedIn on a weekend, as it's mainly a worky type thing and people look at it Monday to Friday. However, I want to give my posts enough breathing room, all right? Because what we do know is when we post something new onto our account, that the algorithm favors that as a promoted product post rather than the one previous. So it's not that it becomes sort of dead in the water, but unless I start to sort of post every single day, then, you know, the momentum will be lost. So Tuesdays, Thursdays to give Tuesday, Wednesday the opportunity for my post to be seen. Thursday, Friday to give the opportunity for it to be seen. And then Saturdays to give Saturday, Sunday and Monday, all right, a worky day, the opportunity for the post to be seen. I'm going to post specifically a personal post as well on the weekend because they perform the best. So I don't want to, I want to give it some structure and I want to sort of test a few things. It's meant to be an experiment, right? And we can see what the outcome is. Then after 3 months, I'll subscribe for the extortionate amount of money each month and become a premium member again. And we'll continue to do the same thing and we'll monitor whether or not over time we get more exposure. It's going to be interesting stuff. Hello, Justin. Nice to see you are here, sir. And I know with Justin's business at the moment, he could do with understanding whether or not this strategy is going to work. So structured Tuesdays, I'm going to do my LinkedIn Live. I'm going to continue to do these and bring you special guests and hopefully share the love. And once a month, I will do a LinkedIn experiment update. Okay. Then on Thursdays, if you were watching last week, I did my top 5 topics for social media posting. And on Thursdays, I'm going to cycle through my top 5 and full disclosure, top 4, because on Saturdays, I'm going to do the personal stuff, right? So cycling my top 4 post ideas, behind the scenes, talking about products or services, discussing industry news or collaborations and reshares. And then on Saturday, like I said, it'll be a personal post. So what will I share in terms of data, or if you're watching from America, data? On my LinkedIn Lives, I can share with you impressions, reactions, comments, views, viewers, minutes viewed and real-time viewers. And on my other posts, I can share with you the impressions, the reactions, the comments, and the reshares. Now, just to give you a little bit of a benchmark as to what has been working or not across the last year, I had a little look. The analytics has got a lot better on LinkedIn, I must say. And over the last year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my top 5 posts have all been personal posts, mainly about my sort of strongman sort of stuff. But look, in terms of impressions, only 2,200, 1,600, 1,500. It's not a lot, really. In terms of where my numbers are, in terms of the amount of connections that I've got. And don't forget, like, I manage a few of my my customers' LinkedIn accounts, and I see what they do, and they have a lot more engagement. And admittedly, I post a lot more regularly for them. So again, this is sort of trying to sort of prove the point that, and I'm hoping it will work for me, is the more I post, the more impressions I get, the more engagement I get, etc., etc., etc. Okay. In terms of the amount of reactions I get, it's very varied. On average, for something like this, maybe 15, 20 reactions, up to about 40 plus reactions when I post something personal. And again, with the comments, a couple of comments through again to about 40 comments. So we've got a little benchmark. I will produce some kind of chart that I'm able to share with the results on it. Okay, so each month I will do a LinkedIn Live with an update for you. I'm going to keep this sort of short and sweet today. Let me just remind you of why I'm doing it. Not firstly, but I do think that paying to that paying to play on this platform does make a difference, and we'll see whether or not that is true or not. We'll certainly see what a good mix of content does in terms of its performance, and show you what works in terms of days of the week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. It's a good spread. We can make some really good comparisons. My understanding of the creator mode specifically, this is a mode that you can turn on, is that if you don't post often enough, then the benefits of being in creator mode are a little bit lost. So I'm going to leave that on, and I'm going to see whether or not this makes a real difference. So there we go. I've done my plan in terms of what I'm going to post when. And yeah, you're going to see you're going to see more of me, but hopefully in a structured format, and at the end of the 3-month trial, if you like, and then going into paying for the premium subscription, I'm hoping that this data will really provide an insight into whether or not increased frequency in terms of your posts, what kind of posts perform better, will really help you with your posting going forward. So that's it. No major comments live, I suppose. You know, there's no sort of questions to ask at this stage. But look, this is all meant to help you as the viewers of my connections really sort of get a grasp of posting on LinkedIn and what works and what doesn't. So that's it for now on the LinkedIn experiment. I'll see you next Tuesday for yet another live. And until then, ta-ta for now.